Greetings, ladies and gentle readers. I'm Dwyron, and I just finished The Undying Magician Book 2, Kingdom of the Fallen, a dystopian high fantasy series. You might remember that I read and reviewed Book 1, Good Old Arcane Academy. Those of you who need a quick recap, it is thus. The series takes place with a person getting caught in the backwash of a bunch of like really powerful magicians that are, at war, and the access magic kind of swoops over this like little kid and changes him because he's in the wrong place at the wrong time, gets hit with a face full of magic, and weird things happen to him. And book 1 is about him dealing with the weird things that happen to him and trying to keep it all hush-hush. Otherwise, he'd like be thrown in a cage and studied for the rest of his life. Cool. That essentially is book 1. I absolutely loved that book. Absolutely sung its praises. So I was looking forward to book 2. It's like, yeah, this is gonna be a good series. All I have to say is what the hell happened to this series. Like, book 1, you just heard me describe it, right? He was caught in a thing. He's got like a thing about him. He's going to the academy. He's trying to stay on the down low. Doesn't want to be turned into a test animal. All the while trying to navigate the pitfalls of the world that he's in, with these countries like constantly at war with each other and having to participate. But if you participate, your secret's gonna be out. So it's like, ooh, interesting. There's a lot of cool stuff there. And then this one. It's so weird how often a book 1 is completely out of the park great, and then a book 2 comes through and it's just like, did you give this to someone else to read? Because you don't judge a book by its cover, but dude, do you have a lot of hints here? Because, I mean, obviously the main character, which we see depicted here, now looks like some kind of weird edgelord, right? Alright, I'll avoid spoilers for the spoiler section. All I'll say is a significant other change happens, and most of the book is about this significant other change that happens. As we know from book 1, he has to skedaddle because people are noticing that he's not really aging very much, and by that I mean at all. That's something that like the best of the best wizards are unable to figure out. It's like, yeah, we don't know what to do about this, or like the ins and outs and how this is affecting you. The best and the bright have no idea. He figures it out in a forest by himself. No information. The author just like really, really needs him to just like know what's going on. So it's like, bam, now you know. I hate that. I hate it when authors do that. I hate it when authors do that. They had no idea what to do with the way the book was going. So he's like, oh my god, I do not want this kid to just actually stay this way. This was a mistake. I should never have written it this way. Bam, you can change it now. No, yeah, everything from the book 1 and how like the best and the brightest are like stumped at it and they need more information. We don't really know what's going on. It's okay. You solved all that on your own because I need you to do that. Yeah, I really need you to do that now, so we're going to go ahead and do it. So that's unfortunate. So bing, bang, boom, he solves it. And now I guess the author's like, and I know I established that this is the rate at which people get stronger in the world, and like, I need you to just completely ignore that, and I need you to just like jump a few ranks, so bam, just like that. Now he's power crept out the wazoo. It's like, yeah, I need you to be a lot stronger than that. So you're going to find a magical thing in the middle of nowhere that gives you all the power you need. It's like, what the heck? This is garbage, utter trash compared to the first book. The first book was well thought out. It had like little laws in place that the world obeyed, that the practitioners obeyed. And now that was apparently going to be taking too long to write. So the author broke almost everything from book one just because. Just because. If you're partial to the to the characters in book one and the relationships, ignore that completely. He snaps all of them in half and just chucks them in the bin. If you think you know the main character and how they're going to operate, like their moral compass, yeah, no, that's also a little bit of a hindrance for the author now. So he snaps that in half and chucks that in the bin, and he's going to be doing things that are not good. Are really, I mean, you can tell from Mr. Edgelord over here is not going to be good. Essentially, almost everything from book one that made book one interesting, the author just unwrote all of it because I guess it was just going to be too hard to write. So now they're going on to, you know, stupid tropes, really edgy garbage, and yeah, it sucks. I'm done with the series. I'm officially done with the series. It's not what it was, clearly, and disappointing. What am I saying? Disappointing. All I can say about that without giving away spoilers, which we're going to start doing now. So this is your warning. We're hitting up spoilers. Last chance to get out. And we're going to be spoiling things. Right, so the book begins off with our good old main character at the academy, essentially. And the author does not want him to be there. So right off the bat, he's told that, oh, yeah, there's some dude that's coming by, and he's going to be in charge of the academy now, and you don't, ooh, that's bad business for you, so I'm yanking you. I'm going to yank the main character out of there and put him elsewhere. And I was looking forward to that. I thought it was cool. While that's going on, all of the top tier mages in the world, since, you know, they literally just kind of fought a war that almost broke reality, yeah, they decided that they're not going to do that again. Except for this new guy that came off at the end of book one. He decides, I'm not going to listen to them. I'm going to become one of the top mages in the world as well. And I'm going to do my own thing in a kind of like villainy kind of way. Like you can tell immediately he's being written in to be a villain. But okay, main character has to get away from them, so the author decides to do it in a weird way. Like you could just yeet him out of there, no questions asked, leave it up to other people to figure out. But he decides to make it like a huge battle with like massive explosions, and in the explosions, the main character is whisked away. Everyone thinks he's dead. He winds up in a land of like zombies and skeletons, because apparently that existed. We just never knew that from the first one. But yeah, there's zombies and skeletons and corruption and poison, you know, all that good stuff. And in the middle of all this place that nobody knows about, apparently, he finds an evil lair. Ooh. And in this evil lair, there is an evil magician who's being locked in a cage. Ooh. And that evil magician that is in the evil cage, in this evil lair, in this evil land, has an artifact that makes you really, really powerful really, really quickly. No one thought that... Okay, sure, it's just there. Good thing that good old main character just stumbles across this little shack in the middle of nowhere. Lucky him, huh? Very, very lucky. How lucky is that? You know what else is pretty interesting? That really cool artifact, don't you know? It's powered by the power that's keeping the evil magician in the evil lair, in the evil cage, in the evil land, all contained. Yeah, so the main character starts using it, and Doi sets him free. It's like, okay, that's dumb. Like, I don't even know how you twist your brain into making something like that happen, but okay, sure, whatever. The super really powerful artifact that makes like anyone into a god is just tied to this guy's cage, and hopefully no one stumbles across it because he's instantly free, this thing that no one can kill. So yeah, he's out of there. And the evil mage then turns the main character into a vampire. Why? I don't know. So he's a vampire now. Yep. Almost completely erasing the things that made him interesting to begin with. Now he wants human blood, so he has a couple of instances where he rips people's throats out and drinks their blood. It's almost an entirely new book at this point that is nowhere near as interesting as the first one. Because we had a character, had to be careful. He fits in, and he doesn't age, and people are going to notice that, so he has to be careful with what he's doing. He instantly heals. Again, that would get him studied. He has to be careful with what he's doing. So there's nuance here. And in book 2, it's just, he's a vampire. He's a vampire. He drinks blood. That's what, yeah. That's how I'm going to explain it. Because I just turned him into one, you see. Yeah, cool. And then he goes into a cave and, like, studies and stuff. And these other people find him. And he's like, oh, I need your protection. And he goes off and kills a bunch of people because he can't die. And then sometimes drinks their blood, and it's all that. Yeah. Essentially, it's a completely different book. The main character decided the story that he was writing is not the story he wanted to write, and he wanted to write some supernatural vampire book thing instead. So he just yeeted one book into another, and that's book 2. Yep. Yep. So unfortunately, I can no longer recommend the series because of where it's gone. If you picked it up because you liked what you were reading in book 1, don't pick up book 2 because it's completely different. And if that's not, if you don't want to suddenly this to like shift into Twilight levels, then it's not for you. So yeah, unfortunate. Undying Magician. I don't know. Yeah, sorry, that's not the title because you are in fact dead to me. That's a shame. That's a shame. But yeah, stay clear. Don't read it. It's terrible. And I'll see you next time. Ugh. So sad. So sad.